Okay, so now I skipped ahead again to our next map in Chapter 2, Flower Star 5. And going forward from here, I have got the wonderful help from Mara, who has looked ahead and given me all the short episodes I need for Lavan and Levi and Lugus going forward. So, shout out Mara, thank you so much for doing that. You are a legend. So, now I don't have to guess and be like, So, great. We got a plan. This map actually has quite a bit for Leavon. So, there's 3 short episodes for Jed, and then there's 2 short episodes for Ayer to do as well. So I'm excited for the Ayer ones in particular. Because those are ones we haven't seen before, I don't think. At least one. So, how do I want to do this? Let's do the guy stuff first. And as always, I should say, let us start with our interview question. What's your favorite times and hobbies?
My hobby is collecting weapons. I prefer ones with decorations, but I tend to more often use ones that are easy to wield. You don't know what situation you might find yourself in. It doesn't hurt to learn how to wield many different kinds of weapons. I have a duty to protect my clan.
Very honorable, sir. And since we're here, let's do the cooking together episode. Why not? I wonder if it was alright that I just stopped by. Francisa must be busy. I hesitated to enter the manor, but my eyes met with a maid who had just happened to come outside.
Oh, hello. The lady and the young masters are inside.
Huh? Lavan and Levi are here too?
Yes. Today is the day off, I hear. The lady is quite elated about it.
In that same moment, I heard a scream from inside the manor.
What was that?
I ran past the maid to the source of the voice. Merm? Francisa? The voice definitely belonged to Francisa. It must be something serious. I quickly looked around the room and saw...
Ah!
Francisa was there, standing in front of a pot spewing black smoke into the air. Francisa?
Jed, this is terrible!
She cried out in despair as she ran toward me.
Please stay calm while I tell you. I did nothing wrong, and the meat...
What about the meat?
It exploded.
I almost asked how, but quickly stopped myself. Are you talking about that smoking pot over there?
Yes, that's right. Oh, be careful. It might explode again.
But that's impossible. I kept that thought to myself and lifted the lid of the pot. And it exploded.
I told you so!
What was that scream? Was it Mother again? Lavan and Levi ran in alert as if they were on duty. What a way to spend your day off.
What do you mean again?
Nothing! Of course we'll be worried if we hear you scream.
Jed, there's soot all over your face. Are you okay?
Lavan tried to wipe my face with his sleeve, but I used my own before he reached me. I'm alright, but the explosive... the meat.
Meat?
Lavan and Levi cautiously looked into the pot. They already knew what the result was.
This... is meat.
It's literally a pile of ashes. Yeah, I'm glad Mother is alright. Right. It's great that Francisa wasn't hurt. It'll be fine, even if the meat is a little charred.
A little? You know how precious meat is. Thank you, Jed. But it's too bad. I was hoping to make a feast for Lavan and Levi on their day off. I worry about you, Mother.
Yeah.
So much so that we can barely muster an appetite to eat lunch.
Oh, you two. You're all grown up now, so there's no need to worry about me.
No, it's actually more convenient.
I elbowed Levi in the side before he could say anything stupid. No. I took a look at the other ingredients. It's okay, Francesca. You can cut off the charred parts of the meat and still have a bunch of ingredients left. I'll help you make something.
Oh my. Chad!
Good one, Jed!
Levi held up his thumb, so I responded in kind. I didn't want any more food to be wasted.
Well, now I'm feeling hungry. Let's make it immediately! It'll be so nice to be in the kitchen with you.
I'm happy too. I'm sure the cooking will be delicious.
I'm sure if you cooked alone, it would be 100 times better.
Shut up, Levi. We're gonna get her food.
Meat, vegetables, and cheese? There's also preserved fish and milk. Wow! We could make a huge feast unlike anything I usually ate. I was salivating just looking at it. You really went all out, Francesca.
Does it seem that way? Well, I'll deal with this meat first.
Not the meat!
Huh?
I mean, taking care of the charred parts is hard, so I'll do it. Sorry, Francesca. The meat is the main course, so it has to be dealt with carefully. That's true. How about washing off the salt from the preserved fish first? That ought to take a long time.
That's true. Then I'll go and wash it.
I'll prepare some salt water, so put it in this after that. Just wash it lightly.
I see. So you want to make it even saltier? Then having more flavor is better, right? How about adding in some savory sauce?
No, the salt water isn't for flavoring. Washing it with unsalted water washes away the flavor, too. No wonder all of the fish dishes that Francesca makes are so salty. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. I managed to convince Francesca to do it my way while I prepared the ingredients for the soup. Onions, carrots, garlic. I chopped up the vegetables and threw some garlic in a pan with oil to give it some color. I added potatoes and carrots to sear before pouring in water to stew. The fish bones were still there, so I put them in the pot as well and waited for it to become more fragrant. We have lots of potatoes, so I can make another dish with them.
Yes, I was thinking about making a warm salad.
That sounds good. How about I boil the potatoes and then mash them?
Oh, that's a bit wasteful. So how about using the water we used to wash the fish with? It'll make it taste more savory.
Ah. I think it'll make it smell fishy. Yeah, I think it's better to give a flavor different from the fish.
Oh, really?
Yes. We also have onions, so we can use them to flavor the mashed potatoes. If we have a little bit of bacon, I think it'll be even better.
We do have some. How do you want them cut?
Great. If you could cut them into smaller pieces, they'll be easier to eat. I boiled the peeled potatoes while stir-frying the bacon and onions, then tossed them lightly with the potatoes once they were cooked. I seasoned them with vinegar, sugar, salt, and pepper. After mixing them all up, it was done. I worry about the cost of the spices, but I rarely get to see all this food. I got excited and wanted to try new things.
Are you sure you don't need any help? Just let me know if you need anything.
Lavan looked at Francesca and me in succession. His eyes are asking me if things are going all right with Francesca. It's fine. I think we need to roast the meat soon.
The meat!
His eyes again. He was worried about the one that got burned earlier. There's something I want to ask you, Lavan.
What? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
I love that Francesca is just very deliberately chopping. So funny. Underneath all the char, the meat was still practically raw. I skewered it, rubbed in salt and pepper, and handed it to Leavon. Can you roast this for us?
Got it. Leave that to me. I won't waste our precious meat.
I'm counting on you.
Let's cook together, Lavan.
Okay, now's my chance. Oh, Francesca, do you have any extra jam?
I think there was some left. Look at that shelf over there. But the jam isn't very sweet.
That's fine. It's actually better that way. I took out the jam from the shelf as told. It was a sweet and sour berry jam. I put some in the pot and then looked for some wine. Where's the wine?
It's over here. I'll help.
Thanks. Can you mix around what's inside the pot? I added the wine to make sure it didn't burn and simmered until it was reduced.
What are you making over here? It's not dessert, is it?
It's the sauce for the meat. I thought it would help with the burnt parts.
Oh, it's for the meat. I actually don't like meat that much.
Lavan loves it, though. You need to eat some for strength.
I'm fine. I can't move if I overeat. I prefer cheese instead.
I think this sauce works for cheese, too. How about trying it with that?
Hey, sounds nice! Let's drink some booze later, too!
After the sauce was done, I added milk, butter, and herbs to the soup. When it was finished, I sprinkled more herbs on top. Adding some fresh baked bread that was bought in town, the potato salad, the meat, and the cheese made the meal complete. Because there were people waiting, I kept the number of dishes low, but this should be enough for lunch. I should hope so. All right, done!
Hey, that smells good.
I cooked for the first time, but it ended up all right.
Not like we did anything besides grilling and mixing, though.
Sorry for making you do everything, Jed.
I enjoyed it because I got to use so many ingredients. I was finally able to try out some of the cooking methods I've heard around town.
You did look like you had a lot of fun.
Jed, it was like you were in your element. I'm pretty sure it'll taste good too. You're right. I can't wait. Now let's eat!
The food lined up on the table smelled appetizing. It was making my stomach growl. Since Leavon and Levi had the day off, they each had a glass of wine in hand.
Are you two really going to be drinking already?
It should be okay once in a while. Besides, it's not every day that we get to have your cooking, Jed. And Mother.
Yeah, the meal today will suit the wine nicely. Thank you, Mother. When you say it like that, it feels rather nice.
We all settled in and began to eat. We divided up the potato salad and ate the fresh baked bread with the soup. I poured the berry sauce over the meat.
Oh, I get it now. With the sauce on the meat, I don't really mind the smell anymore. What's the spicy taste? Probably pepper. It strikes a nice balance with the sweet and sour flavor.
Yes, the meat's cooked to perfection, too. Thank you so much for helping, Leavon.
If it's just this much, I'll help you anytime. I should be the one thanking you anyway.
I was working with the window open earlier, so this soup is really warming me up.
What were you doing, Levi?
I was polishing my shoes and stuff. They were really scuffed up.
You always work so hard patrolling.
Yeah, but if I could always have this soup you made, I'd work even harder.
How about I teach you how to make it?
Nah, I think that's a bit different from what I want.
Oh, Levi.
Just adding a few extra steps to the salad makes it taste totally different. Are these really the same potatoes?
Yeah.
They definitely are, without a doubt.
I can't believe it either.
I was happy to see them eat so heartily as the dishes gradually emptied. Lavan didn't have much to say about the meal, but he still kept taking seconds of the bread.
Ah, the cheese and that sauce go so well with the wine. I think I'll have some with ale, too.
I think you're drinking too much, Levi. Maybe you're eating too much, too.
It tastes so good, I can't help it. I'm not that drunk, so don't worry.
Levi had the biggest appetite among us. Although he was a little picky with food, it felt nice to see him eat so much.
Control how much you eat, Levi. Now then. I think I'm about done. That was delicious, Jed. Thank you.
I'm happy to eat it with you. It was delicious too.
Cooking together as a family and eating together makes me so happy.
Yeah. When I saw Francesca smile like that, I felt happy, but also a little sad. Francesca really thought of me as her family, but once the masquerade ends, I would leave town. That's what I was thinking. No, I should forget that for now. I wanted to enjoy the food with everyone here together.
Say, are you sure you're not drinking too much?
Not at all. I'm only on my 5th drink.
I'm on my 6th. We can still keep going. How about another?
All right. Let's bring out the ale, too.
Hey, both of you, the sun hasn't set yet. There isn't even time to forget that. The dinner table was filled with laughter even this early in the day. We're getting crunk at midday. Those two. All right. And then, is it here? Nope, that's the wrong one. Is it here? Yes, here we go. Another one. Tables have turned. Let's do that. I walked around town without any new developments on the missing item or new requests for work. Days like this did happen once in a while. That was when I saw a familiar back. It's Leavon. I went closer to call out to him, but my arm was pulled in a different direction, setting me off balance. I was then pulled around the corner. Oh, this is the one with the Levi CG. I do love this episode. A thief? I quickly reached for the sword at my hip. Right before I drew it from its sheath, I heard a frantic voice by my ear.
It's me, Jed!
I turned around to look and saw Levi.
That was close. He would have cut me if I was a little slower.
Levi? You surprised me. What's with you all of a sudden? I was about to raise my voice, but he covered my mouth.
Shh! Be quiet! Lavan will see us!
He said that with a serious expression while pushing me against a wall. If someone saw us, it would look suspicious that we were pressed against each other. Levi trying to steal his brother's thunder early. Levi's attention was completely focused on hiding from Lavan, so he didn't realize. Why is he trying so desperately to hide? I stayed silent as he asked for the time being, and he let go of my mouth.
He doesn't seem to be coming this way.
Seems that way. What happened, Levi?
Well, it's nothing big. But if he catches me now, I'll definitely be in for a lecture.
Doesn't that mean you did something bad? Just let him get mad at you. Lavan treated Levi with a brotherly sort of strictness. Whenever Levi was at fault, he would receive a ruthless lecturing. But never had what Lavan said been unreasonable, at least from what I heard.
That's not true. Wouldn't you hate it if your days off suddenly got taken away?
I would. But there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Even if there is, there's something I need to do today.
Meaning you were tasked with a job today on your day off and you ran away because you didn't want to do it?
Hey, you really get me.
Don't give me that. Lavan didn't give you that task just to be mean to you or anything.
I know that, but why can't he at least ask me if I had plans? He does that for the other members.
Well, even if it were logical, a part of him couldn't agree to it. Levi wasn't the kind to abandon his duties without reason. I'm only going to let you go this time.
All right! I knew you'd be sensible about it. I'll be back once I finish what I need to do. It'll only be until then.
Fine. But before that... Levi didn't seem to realize it, but we were very close in proximity. He had pushed me against the wall, so I couldn't move away. I want you to do something about this position we're in.
Huh? Oh! Sorry about that! I didn't realize it because I was trying to hide.
He moved away, but being afraid of Leavon, we continued to talk while in hiding.
But Leavon's still standing in the place where I want to go. I was hoping he'd go away.
Maybe he knows what you're trying to do.
Don't say scary stuff like that. It reminds me of Leavon always finding me whenever I try to hide.
He can read your mind, I think.
You serious? I thought I was hiding pretty well.
Levi, you're easy to figure out in a lot of ways. Like, when you eat Francisa's cooking, you really look like you want to die.
I try to force it all down with a straight face the best I can.
Are you kidding? Then you're obviously not trying hard enough.
Seriously?
While we were talking, I felt someone's presence approaching. I looked around the corner and jumped back in fear. It's Leavon!
But there's something about Mother's cooking that can't be helped. It's too destructive. Or should I say that it goes beyond the imagination of man? Or how about saying it's mind-shattering?
Levi, shut up!
Huh?
Our positions flipped, with me pushing Levi against the wall this time. Leavon just passed by right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leavon. I decided to help Levi today. I'll turn him over to you next time. Perhaps he gave up on Levi or remembered another thing he had to do. He walked off somewhere else quickly. But that didn't mean he wouldn't come back. We should remain quiet for the time being. My eyes met with Levi's as he was trying to say something, so I mumbled to him. What?
Well, this is kind of embarrassing.
Levi's face was red as he looked far away. Huh? You were doing the same thing earlier. Our positions were flipped, but what we were doing was the same. I thought it would be fine.
I know, but it's different when I do it. I'm not used to being protected, you know.
Huh? I don't get the difference.
You might not get it, but it is different.
All right, settle down. His explanation wasn't making any sense. Levi pushed me away by the shoulder and looked over to where Leavon walked off. Hey! Now I was nervous because of how careless he was being. Leavon could still be close by. I'll go take a look. You stay right here, Levi. Ah. I heard a dull thud. Because I pushed him in a rushed way, I had slammed his face onto the wall. Sorry. But looks like Leavon is gone, so I think we're safe for now.
Well, I guess that's fine.
I felt sorry when I saw his slightly red forehead. Levi didn't say anything, but I was sure it hurt. I'm really sorry. Let me see. Did you hit just your head?
Yeah, but it's not serious. I only bumped it.
Just let me see it. I could see if I stood on my toes. Levi was much taller than I was, so I had to grab his shoulders to bring him to my eye level. I brushed his hair aside to see the part that got hit. It wasn't bleeding. It seemed like the impact was light. Does it hurt? It's a bit red. Maybe you can cover it with your hair.
I said it's nothing! Just get off me!
Oh, sorry.
This is so lame.
He heaved a huge sigh. I just realized it, but the position we were in at that moment was also compromising. Touching his hair up close and personal. Well, Levi is like family to me. I said this earlier, but you did this first, you know?
I didn't touch your hair.
Is that the issue here? We've touched each other's hair before. Why are you bothered about it now?
Touch? That's when we were kids. And we didn't touch each other that much.
We probably did. I don't really remember, though.
You don't?
You always touch my head, Levi. That's why I didn't think much of it.
That's not true. It's different when you do it. Well, you did cover for me back there, but... Oh, jeez.
I didn't know why, but Levi suddenly started rubbing my head. What's that for?
Payback. Now we're even. And this doesn't hurt at all. It's nothing for you to worry about.
He lightly bumped his fist on my forehead and then took a few steps away from me. Oh, Levi. Well, okay then. I tried to fix my messed up hair. That was a rather childish way to get back at me.
Anyway, thanks for covering for me. If you see Lavan, tell him I'll be right back.
I nodded and saw Levi off. His forehead and face were slightly red as he walked away at an unusually quick pace. He got so close all of a sudden, but then backed off just as suddenly. Levi was easier to figure out, but I realized that I didn't know everything about him. Then again, that was only natural. Still, I wonder what it is that's so important that he has to do it now. Might be murder. But he's already long gone, so I couldn't ask. Knowing there was no point in lingering, I left the alleyway. Okay, that was more a Levi episode than a Lavan episode, but Lavan did feature. You could say it was Levi feet Lavan. Lavan was present for that. And then what's the other one? Childhood friend? Is that up here? No, it's not. Here? Yes, okay. One more for the guys' side, and then we'll be going to the ladies. What to do? I went to the town square and the tavern in search of information on the Kaleidovia. It's one thing if I'm on a job, but coming here and not drinking makes it kind of awkward. I stood next to the door while thinking about what to do. But the tavern was the ideal place to gather information. It was easy to talk to people as their tongues were loosened by the alcohol. If only I was with someone else. As if someone read my mind, the entrance was flung open. Oh, Levi.
Hey! What are you doing here?
I'm here to gather information on... Did you run here?
No.
He started running as soon as he saw you, Jed. What are you, a dog?
Don't say that!
Oh, Lavan, you're here too. Did you two just finish up work?
Yeah. We finished earlier, so we were talking about coming here for a drink.
Since I didn't drink, I didn't know how it felt to get a swig in before dinner. But seeing how the tavern was still bustling, even as the fog was beginning to descend, it must be a big source of entertainment. That's perfect. Mind if I join?
I don't mind, but...
You're welcome to join! The booze will taste better with you around, Jed!
The three of us sat down and gave our orders. Naturally, I ordered food instead of a drink, but the other two ordered ale. You really like that stuff, don't you?
Sure hits the spot after work, I tell you.
I have to agree with that.
I don't get it, but you both sound like old men.
Don't insult us when you don't understand.
Jed, what did you order? Alcohol.
No way, just almonds. Lavan breathed a sigh of relief. He was treating me like a child, but when it came to drinking, it couldn't be helped. The ale and almonds arrived quickly and have a toast.
What do we toast to, Lavan?
Nothing in particular. To our daily labors.
That's so boring. Then to our daily labors and our brotherly bonds.
Hear, hear. We all spoke cheers in unison. Although I was holding a bowl of almonds, I was sure they understood the sentiment. Levi chugged it all down and gave a satisfied sigh. Let's talk about frogs real quick. Nice. I still love that ring of Levi's. It's just gigantic.
I live for this moment.
I agree, but you do sound like an old man, like Jed said.
The two were in high spirits. They laughed while ordering the next round.
Who cares about age? A man ages like fine wine. That's exactly why you gotta understand the taste of booze.
As a matter of fact, I couldn't do either of those things.
If it were that simple, no one would have a hard time. You're only a man if you fulfill your societal duties and protect your family.
That's not the right answer when we're drinking, Lavan.
I think I know what he means. Leavon is always too uptight about these things.
He's been worse recently. It's all about duty this and pride of the clan that.
That's because we're in a position that's closely watched by others. You need to get that through your head.
Lavan, you're starting to resemble Mother.
I see that too.
Look, you two.
The second round of drinks arrived. They both quickly drank it down. Aren't you two drinking a bit too fast? You sure you're okay?
This is like water to us. And Levi...
Mind if I take an almond?
Go ahead.
Listen to me!
There. The three of us are here, so let's talk about some memories.
Memories? It was difficult to think of one on the spot. The three of us had always been close ever since we were children.
For example, we used to catch frogs in the forest a lot.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, that did happen. Frogs, snakes, caterpillars.
Forget those bugs. I'm surprised you grabbed them with your bare hands.
Levi, you don't like bugs?
He'll never not be afraid of them. He still screams at the sight of spiders, just like Mother.
I said forget the bugs already! Speaking of which, I just remembered. Mother got really mad at us when we caught a frog and brought it back to the manor.
That's because you put the frog into her shoe. I've never seen her so mad.
I think that was the first and last time Francisa lectured us all night.
Really? I don't remember.
You probably erased it from your memory out of fear.
That's possible.
We were scolded until the next morning. How could you forget that?
Crap. Was it really that bad? I feel bad for not remembering it now. Hold on.
And that's when the third round of drinks arrived. Levi drank it as if he were trying to get rid of a distraction.
Exploring the forest was a daily thing for us.
Huh? Are we done talking about Mother getting mad?
You might be happier if you just forgot it.
Why didn't you keep talking until I remembered? Well, whatever, I guess. So what about it? Oh yeah, the exploring.
The snow wasn't as thick as it was now. We weren't yelled at as long as we stayed near the town.
Oh, that's right. The fog did get thicker, but the snow wasn't that bad. But the forest was real creepy when the fog was thick. It was horrible during that time we went to search for the witch.
It was just another children's rumor, but we were always cautioned away from the furthest parts of the forest because of the witch.
Indeed. The word witch made my heart jump. It seemed that my memory of these things was rather hazy. I did remember going exploring a few times, but not this clearly. Maybe I was so afraid of the word witch that I completely forgot about it. Wanting to change the subject, I suggested another episode from our memories. Remember how we went out searching in town only to come back late into the night?
That's right! We had to find one secret of the town and then bring it to the square.
In the end, none of us found anything even after it got dark.
This town is the last place to have any secrets. Kids really have the wildest imaginations, huh?
And all three of us got lectured by Mother.
Wait, why were we getting yelled at all the time?
Now you remember? As we talked, their fourth and fifth rounds of alcohol were emptied. By now they were both in high spirits, and we continued talking even more about past memories. It might have all been ordinary and uninteresting to others, but it made me realize that we spent a whole lot of our lives together.
Looking back now, the way I imagined our future wasn't that far off, so it's pretty funny.
The future?
I thought that Leavon would be all about work like Mother. And Jed, you probably wouldn't look any different even after growing up.
You're trying to say I'm puny?
Jed, you always faced reality for what it was and would be the most mature. Looking at you now, you're exactly that.
Levi, you may look different, but you haven't changed on the inside at all.
Yeah, like how you hate bugs.
Is there really a need to bring that up again?
Lavan, you're usually kind to everyone, but you're pretty harsh on your own family. If that's an expression of your love, then you haven't changed at all, just like Levi.
Leavon may be smiling all the time, but he's always keeping his distance from everyone.
I don't like it when I come up in these talks about our memories.
The three of us laughed. I was struck with a weird feeling, talking about our days past as if they were only yesterday. I could only assume this was how it felt when you went down memory lane. I didn't have a single drop to drink, and yet the memories kept coming like a deluge.
Things never change. Not this town or us.
There are lots of parts that did change, but if you ask me which, I don't think I could tell you right away.
Yeah, strange that, isn't it? It's so strange. In the end, our meeting was disbanded before the fog got thicker.
I already said that our day would be shorter today, and I don't want Mother to worry.
Yeah, I don't want to get lectured until morning again.
I don't think that'll happen. The two of them always brought up Francisa's cooking or lecturing, but when all was said and done, they cared about their mother. Yeah, about that. They do kind of take her death pretty well. You know, all things considered, they take it pretty well, which is still a little strange to me. To me, they loved her just as I did. That's why her name always comes up when we talk about our memories. I wondered if this was what it means to be a mother. Although I wasn't related to her by blood, I felt that we did share a bond. Maybe I should go see Francisa before going home.
That would be nice. She'd love to see you.
But whatever you do, don't say you're hungry.
And thus I made it to the manor.
Levi? What is the meaning of this?
Huh?
Huh?
Is there going to be another lecture?
Francisa was waiting at the entrance and she was obviously angry.
Huh? What? I didn't catch a frog or anything.
Frog? What are you talking about?
The three of us looked at each other.
You left an important document in your room! I told you to read it today! Not only that, you left the window open! The wind knocked over the ink and it spilled all over the paper!
Levi.
Levi, you're at fault here.
Huh? Oh, is that all? I was wondering what it was about.
What do you mean, is that all? Do you know what you did, Levi?
Oh, he's done for. Right when I thought that, Lavan also whispered to himself the same thing I was thinking.
No! That's not what I meant!
Very well. You wanted a lecture, so you will get one. Come to my room. I will take my time with this one.
Wait, no! Hey, you guys!
I don't know how to defend you.
Please! I thought we were buddies! We were just reminiscing about the good old days earlier!
Good luck, Levi.
Gah!
Francisa dragged him away to a room on the other side of the manor. It was a misunderstanding, but what he did with the document couldn't be denied. No matter what we say to Francisa, she'll just be reminded of that incident with the frog and get mad about it. I heard later that Francisa's lecture lasted the longest it ever had. As for me, I realized I had completely forgotten about my initial goal of gathering information.